Hey everybody, it's Jason and welcome back to my channel. One of my buddies just swung by and dropped off this little gem. It is a KLX 110. I don't know the year, but I'll figure it all out. So the problem that he's reporting, number one, is this cable at the top here is seized, and that the bike just hasn't seen very much in the way of any kind of maintenance in a long time. So I'm going to do my usual. I'm going to put it up on my lift. I'm going to treat it like it was my own bike, and I'm going to make it safe. I'm going to make it run properly, and I'm going to make sure that it gets a little bit of maintenance so that it'll last a while. Okay, with all that in mind, let's get to it. Okay, got the bike up on the lift, so let's take a look at some of the issues we got to deal with. Okay, the main reason it's here is because of this cable leading to the front brake lever, disconnected. So let's take a look and see how that runs. Okay, she goes down, connects to the front brake down here. Let's put you on a tripod and take a closer look here. As you just witnessed, I released this cable with a hammer and punch before I brought it in and put it on the lift. The cable is really rusty and has quite a bend in the last few inches. I'm sure this isn't a very expensive part, so my gut feeling is to just replace it. I could probably save it if it didn't have those bends in it, but I think it's best to just put a new one on. Oh yeah, let's see if we can... That's stiff, there we go. Pull that up and round it off. Awesome. So then there's a little bolt here that holds it onto the fork just to keep it in line. This again came off easy enough. Okay. Okay, there we go. Cable's out. Okay, let's check on this lever here. It doesn't seem too bad. Returns. That's good. So maybe it was just a stuck lever. You know what? Just for the sake of argument, I'm going to pull that off and take a look at the shoes on the inside. Hopefully they're okay. Wore down, but they're not disastrous. You know, certainly there's a little bit of life left in them. You know, for a small bike like this, we don't need much really, but I'll advise them. But I think they can get away with this. Let's just take a look. Yeah, this is all working too. Might just try to get some lube down into there. It's always nice. Yeah. And then the actual inside of the hub. That doesn't look bad either. Yeah, I think we're good. These bearings seem pretty good when I pulled out that bolt. Got to clean that bolt up, of course, but you know, I'd say the front brake is, you know, going to be okay. Salvageable, that's for sure. Hose the whole thing down with some brake clean. You know, get the dust and stuff out of there. Yeah, it seems to be moving okay. Still like to try to maybe get a drop of lube down into that shaft right down in there. It shouldn't be too hard. Let's take a look at these pads. You know, they're wore down, there's no doubt about that, but there's still a fair bit of, well, there's enough play on that. It's a small bike and you can't go that fast anyway. I'll mention it to them that maybe these could be replaced, but it's not critical. Just gonna put a little bit of deep creep on there, which in my opinion is one of the nicest lubricants out there. It almost seems like a fine gun oil, to be honest with you, when it takes place. Yeah, there we go. Let's give it another little touch. Got to be careful not to get any of this on the pads, obviously. So you just have to put a little dab and then work it in, just like that. Awesome. The hub, I just took some emery cloth, just got rid of the loose rust that was on the end there. Kind of looked at it. Everything looks to be in good shape. You know, it's not pitted. There's no you know, there's no sign of excessive wear. So I think they got off lucky here. They should be able to just put this stuff right back in and move forward. Thing I want to do is take a look at the chain. Looks like it's could use a little bit of an adjustment, but might as well check the sprockets and everything underneath here. Yeah, definitely needs some adjustment. Yeah, that's all good. Teeth are good up here, teeth are good back in the back as well, but yeah, that's a lot of play. So to get to the oil filter, which is in this little compartment right here, I have to take off this little skid plate, which looks like it's just 2 bolts back here and then 2 bolts on either side here. So let's get to that. There's the drain plug. Just give it a... Ooh, maybe. Oh, there it comes. My goodness. Take that out. Okay, there we go. So we've got a little bit of dirt here. We've got a rubber O-ring, spring, and the filter. Filter looks pretty tired. Give this a quick clean out, quick wipe out, and see where we stand. That's a ultrasonic cleaner job, to be honest with you, so I think that's what we're going to do here. Just going to carefully pull this gasket out, and that spring, oh no, it's trapped. Let's leave that spring there. That's very important. Okay, so yeah, just give me a minute. Alright, got everything cleaned up here. Definitely a lot easier to handle and look at and play with. So it is a few days later, by the way, and I have picked up the replacement parts that I need. So first of all, this is the old filter, this is the new filter. It's Exactly the same. Good. Kawasaki parts. Doesn't matter who the manufacturer is. I always like to purchase original parts from the manufacturer where possible, and as long as it's not outrageously more expensive, which sometimes it is, but in this case it wasn't. I thought everything was priced very reasonably. And the other thing is, of course, you get better service. So this is the old seal that was around here. This is a new seal. It was extremely inexpensive, but if I had bought aftermarket, I don't think I probably would have got this. So once again, Kawasaki part. It's going to fit like a glove, which is very important. Oh, get in there. And then the last thing, of course, is this is the drain plug for the bottom of the engine. Brand new copper seal, because that's important. All right, so we're just going to bolt all this stuff back on, and everything should be a-okay. Really important you get this the right way. There is that spring in the bottom, all right? That goes against this bottom piece here, like so, and then this rubber part will go around that little protrusion right up there. So what you can actually do is you can put it on like this. It will stay. Make sure that that rubber is sealed properly, is seated properly, and then just put it on and tighten up these little screws. Okay, I'm just gonna snug up the oil drain right there. Perfect. You don't have to go crazy there. You just gotta tighten it so that you know that you've compressed that copper. Once that copper is seated like that, it's not gonna leak. It's good to go. So last thing I guess is I just have to put some oil back in it. All right. According to the manual, it takes 1 liter of oil. I use this Castrol Go motorcycle oil 10W40. I think I'm not sure what the difference is between it and regular oil, to be honest with you, but it says motorcycle on it. That's a motorcycle, so I use it. So I don't know if you can see it there, but that's full of oil. Probably. I can't. Oh yeah, you can see the little bubble at the top there. So that's what you want. No question, full of oil. Last thing to look at is going to be the air filter. GIS screwdriver, absolutely awesome. Highly recommend it. Fits perfect every time. Stuff just comes out like butter. Oh, yeah, it's pretty crumbly. It's falling apart. So that's probably not a bad thing, but there's little bits and pieces of it in the inside here. All right, good thing I got another one. I've cleaned all this out, the air intake. The old filter was starting to crumble quite a bit, and a lot of the stuff had fallen in, so of course it was in danger of flying into the carburetor. This is the oil or the air filter that I got from the dealer. It has been soaking in 80-90 gear oil for quite a while, and then I let it stand up so it would all drain out, and these things are kind of a messy solution, but they do work. You know, keeps the stuff out of there. So got that installed, so all I really have to do is put this plastic cover, let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, like that, back on. Then I just have to install the brand new front cable for the brake, and we're gonna be good to go. Okay, this little connector here that adjusts the length, or the, yeah, I guess of the length of the cable, adjusts the tension on the cable, was missing. So I had to pull one off of my parts bikes out back. I kind of hope they still have one, because I think this is the last one I had out there. Awesome. And so in addition to the adjustment on the lever, there's adjustment down here. So, you don't want it so that it's dragging, but you want it to be there when you need it. So I like it adjusted on the sensitive side, if you follow me, especially with a drum brake. You squeeze that thing for all you're worth, you want it to stop. So I think that's pretty close. Yeah, so all I have to do is tighten those two nuts down. The very last thing is this little bracket that holds the cable onto the fork, prevents it from getting ripped out. It is actually being reused. This is taken off of the old cable and being put back on here now. There we go. Nice. Well, I gave my girlfriend the honor of test driving this thing to make sure everything's all right, and it is. I don't think she wants me to give this thing back, but it's got to go back. So thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate it. And if you like this stuff, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. And thank you once again for your interest in motorcycles.